Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Cross-Anchors-Railroads Thursday evening STEM stream. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope this finds everybody well. I'm Brian, and that's Mike.
Hello.
I'm your train master. He will be your tech master for tonight. And this evening, we got a... What'd you say?
I said, and every other night.
Oh, and every other night, yeah. We got... kind of an interesting show here planned out for the STEM because we get a lot of questions about going live and how we do certain things. And in a effort with going with part of STEM being computer sciences, we're going to be going over how we go live. And we have some great guests with, of course, we're going to have our co-host, Sean from Dakman Productions here, as well as GFW Trains is going to be here as we go over this. And we're doing a little, collage here and doing some stuff and seeing what's going on in this STEM episode with them. And what do we got coming up? And then this Saturday, we have Rusty Anchors coming up. So he's going to be the veteran that's my dad, if you didn't know, and he's an Army veteran, and so he's going to be on Saturday. And other than that, I don't know what's happening with restrictions and everything, so there's a lot up in the air with possibilities of whatever not possibilities. So we want to start bringing everybody up, Mike, and say howdy doody.
Hey.
There we go. Welcome GFWs and welcome Dakman Productions.
Oh,
We got John, Wally, and George.
how's everybody doing tonight?
We're having some fun, trying to have some STEM fun, here to make learning fun.
Right.
And
Apparently, I de-aged a bit, according to the chat.
with the being clean shaven, yeah. Well, we're gonna do our standard hellos. Hey, George, do you have any trains on?
Yeah, the big boy's down here.
Funny,
Oh.
it's coming right on the side, radio.
All right, cool. George, you want to do some whistles?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's cool. You can whistle all the way from Chicago.
Alrighty.
Okay, who was first in?
All right. First was 716 Rail Fan.
All right, 716. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. He was last week's guest on our Thursday show. Welcome to 716. Who's next?
Human City Junction.
What's up, Heath? How you doing? Welcome, buddy. What's up?
Anfield Road Layout in the Loft.
What's up, Lee? How you doing? Welcome from across the pond, buddy. Great to see you.
Sean's Trains.
What's up, Sean?
And just a quick reminder, if anybody wants to get a shout out, you got to say hello in the chat, so I know you're here. Sean, I said Sean's Train. Dakman Productions, of course.
All right.
That's right.
Cody Reisinger.
Who?
Cody Reisinger.
What's up, Cody? Welcome, buddy.
Mr. Pictobit is here.
What's up, Mr. Pictobit? Nice to see ya.
Possum Bayou.
What's up, Possum? How's everything doing down there around in Louisiana way? You guys no more storms?
Nathan, the train man.
What's up, Nathan? How you doing, buddy? All the way, you're out there in California, aren't you?
Tim's Trains.
What's up? How you doing, Tim? Welcome.
We got Crazy Joe.
What's up, Crazy Joe? How you doing?
Randy Jacobs.
Randy, how you doing?
Manny Fernandez.
Manny, what's up, buddy?
Apparently, Tim's Train says he may have to start a super chat in order to get Brian to shave his beard.
There you go. Let's see how much you can pay me. Sure.
Wesley's Trains is here.
What's up, Wesley? He's one of our Patreons, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks like Burnsy's here.
Uh-oh. What's up, Burnsy?
Just in time.
Yeah, was that some UP you were getting? That UP love for Burnsy? There you go.
Wait, I'll give him the big boy whistle real quick.
I'm sure he appreciated that.
Sends shivers down his spine for a different reason. What was up, Mike?
So I was just gonna say, I know both of you have great channels, and I wanted to kind of start it out a little bit at the beginning. If y'all had any updates about your channels going on?
GFW go first.
Currently, this weekend we have a new video coming out. It's of the Polar Express on my grandfather's layout, so that's going to be a fun video.
Yeah, George, and I got to add to that. One of the things is that our favorite layouts, my dad's layout, George's grandpa's layout, and I've always been scared to make a video of his layout just because it's one of those situations where I want to be able to do the layout justice with the video.
Sure.
You know, just I didn't want a half-cock video. I wanted a video that would do the layout justice. So we took a bunch of film, and we're gonna put out 2 or 3 videos on his layout. The first one out for Christmas is it's a Christmas layout, so it should be a good one of the Polar Express running around that Christmas layout.
And
that's cool.
Is that your guys' scale Polar Express?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I have ever seen an engine fit more to that layout than that Polar Express. Like I probably I know I probably shouldn't be saying this because then my grandpa's gonna come over and try and steal it. But that engine was just so beautiful on that layout, especially when we turned on all the smoke effects and stuff like that with the whistle steam. It blew me away. I didn't expect it to look that cool.
Neat train, neat layout. We're premiering that one on Saturday morning at 10 cents.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
And of course, you know Fast Friday is tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Fast Friday.
If you guys want to see him come and cry, come see the live stream.
Kachuga.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That's funny.
Not least, the biggest thing we're still trying to get we've got everything together, but we're trying to piece together all of the people that are going to be on, the times that they're on, is
the 24-hour stream. So I know we've gotten a bunch of emails about that too. So just got to funnel those all into a list and then figure out a time for everybody.
George, why don't you explain what that is to the people that might not know?
So the 24-hour stream, we as a lot of you know, we've hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, and as a thank you to everybody that helped us reach that goal, we want to we're doing a 24-hour live stream video. But the cool part about the live stream is that you guys are able to come on to the live stream for a certain amount of time and talk trains or everything but mostly trains.
Yeah.
Because I know there's going to be a lot of parts in that live stream that just going to be it's going to be, you know, really super duper late, and we're talking about like cars or something like that. But I know that but yeah, so if you want to be a part of that, just email trainbuds@gmail.com and just shoot us an email and we'll find the time slots for you.
And to loop that back around to kind of what we're doing tonight, we're going to do it very similar to the platform that Cross Anchors runs here with StreamYard. So we'll be able to send out links and invite people on to the live stream just like this, to have a group host and a lot of people on and a lot of people sharing their stuff. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Tom. What are you up to with yours, your channel these days?
I'm going to be doing a live show with Mr. Pickavid on large scale trains. We've been doing this large scale train live show focusing on garden trains or G scale trains. So we've been making a go at that, and there's been a lot of interest in that. We're trying to do that every other week. This time we've had to do it the 2 weeks in a row only because of Thanksgiving next week. But that's what we're me and Mr. Pickervid take turns doing our large scale live show, and this week is my turn on Dakman Productions, and then he'll do the next one. So make sure you tune into Dakman Productions and subscribe to Mr. Pickervid if you have interest in G scale or large scale trains. And then I normally I try to do one video per weekend, something on Conahay Rail to put out for everybody. While the train shows have been shut down, because Dakman Productions has been geared towards bringing train show footage, and since that's been shut down since January for me on the East Coast, I had to switch gears and focus on my own stuff. And I try to keep it interesting, doing different things throughout the year, and hopefully entertaining people.
Okay. That sounds awesome. There's a lot of fun stuff coming up, and that is part of this great community that we're all participating in, and all. We're all trying to get it to grow. Who's on here, I think, and is interested in having that situation get better. And so, with this, as we start this STEM, Mike, what's the first part that you would like to be able to go over with this?
So.
And you should probably make yourself bigger. This is not my realm.
Fine. Make me talk and put me in. All right, so I guess this is my topic that I kind of wanted to do. I had a question a while back.
Welcome to the big window. Nice job.
Okay. Don't make me blush. I'll turn red. I don't even have facial hair to hide it.
It's okay. Neither do I.
I don't think that helps, George. All right. So, goodness, y'all threw me off my game.
First then.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do first is I want to do share my screen. I want to show y'all how I go live and how I go live with streams. I want to first start with how I set up OBS, and then how originally we did only OBS to YouTube, and now we pushed into StreamYards, but I actually want to go over how to do it just with OBS and YouTube alone, since a lot of people do that. And StreamYards is just another separate thing that you don't really have to do, but it is pretty easy comparatively. So we're going to do the hard one first, and hopefully I get it right this time. Because we were doing a little test earlier, and I was explaining it, and I explained it backwards. So that being said, oh my goodness. Welcome to my world. All right, so this is what I look at when I'm streaming. I've got OBS here. This is OBS. This is my audio program. I also want to do a shout out at this point because Heath from Human City Junction helped me get this all figured out and working and doing everything. So I appreciate it.
Shout out to Human City.
Have yourself a nice hot dog that is not a sandwich.
It is a sandwich. It is.
It's a hoagie.
Oh my.
Abe Froman said it's not.
It's not. Right.
So if you go, let me pull the window back up. I pulled up some separate windows just for this. Okay, so here's the window. And when you go and you start streaming and you want to go live on YouTube, you can't go live wirelessly on your phone until you have 1,000 subscribers, but at home you can on your own Wi-Fi. And you click that go live button, which I guess I could have done that, but oh well. You click the go live button and you pop up this screen. So this is from an old stream that I had done from Pop-Up Live 8. It was an unboxing we did for a late night. But you can see over here on the left side that it has the stream key. Can y'all see that all right, or is it kind of small?
I blew my screen up. I can see it.
Okay. So on the left side over here, you can see the stream key. It says select stream key as a pop-up variable. You can kind of pick different types of keys you want to use. You can create a whole new key here, which for a brand new streamer, that's what you'd have to do. You had to go and click a brand new key and start it. But I have a couple already created, so you can label them even this way. So if you want to use the same key over and over again and make it easier for you, that's something you can viably do. But you can actually, like here, I can click it real quick. You name your key, you set a description, you can set the bit rate, and if you look, it actually shows you, explains what the bit rate means even. It's like, well, this is going to be in 4K quality, this is going to be in 1440p, so on and so forth. And then, so depending on your internet connection, what your setup can handle, that's what you would pick. Right there. And then this is the frames per second. So we try and do everything in 60 frames per second, especially with trains, because if you don't, everything will lag and it'll jump around. So you click that. But anyway, I'm going to cancel that. So next, you pop up that stream key you just created will end up here. I don't think I should probably show that.
No.
I think that would make it where y'all could stream to my stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that, but it'll pop up right here. And you just copy it. If you press copy, you'll actually have it saved to your clipboard. And this is when you go into your OBS app, which I guess I should have started with OBS, maybe, I don't know.
No.
So you get your OBS app here, you click settings, you go to stream,
I just use it very well.
and then you can paste that stream key right here.
Oh.
So paste that stream key here, you click apply, click OK, and then when you're ready to stream, then all you have to do is say start streaming. Now I have mine set up to do start streaming and start recording at the same time, so I have a copy of it, but that's all kind of your own thing. Do y'all have any questions over what I just kind of spoke about?
I do. When you start streaming, can you put it in private before you go live or public?
Yes.
Now, what do you mean?
Like, in other words, if you want to talk to your guest before you go live, can you make it private and then press public if you can on StreamYards?
So no, that's actually a really nice function that StreamYards allows for you. When you're using YouTube directly, you have, in OBS like this, you'd have to use a whole nother program if you want to bring in live guests and then actually be able to talk to them before that.
Okay.
There is applications you can use like Zoom or Skype and do that, but I don't have that set up right now.
Yeah, because I know Mr. Pictovid has been playing with Skype and OBS himself.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a conversation over that. But go ahead.
Mike, I could speak to that a little bit. When we first started using the OBS software, one of the things that I, for lack of not knowing any better, just kind of muddling my way through it, I had used one of the ways to bring people on. I would actually just use FaceTime. You can use FaceTime to bring people on. You can use Skype to bring people on, and actually use the screen capture on the OBS and screen, or I think it's called the screen capture on there, and capture. If you use FaceTime on your computer, you can bring that up, or if you use Skype, you can bring that up and use multiple people.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's in a little bit different format than the StreamYards. The StreamYards is set up in a lot. The StreamYards isn't as functional as the OBS, but it's set up in a format that's much better in terms of having multiple people on and having them be able to talk outside of the studio and inside of the studio and bringing people out like that.
And it seems much. For me, it's simple to use. StreamYards is.
Yeah, I would agree with you. StreamYard as a whole is much simpler to get it set up, get it going, and just kind of, especially with this format when you're trying to have like a talk show kind of thing and talk to people and invite other people on. It's just a great service that's been created to let streamers do that. And I really love how easy it is for us. Like now we're streaming straight to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Yeah. And it has a great way to do that. And when you chat to both at the exact same spot. It's real easy.
Yeah. So for somebody who's not well technically advanced, I mean, StreamYard makes it pretty simple.
Yeah, I like how StreamYards works. It does interface fairly well.
Yeah, because I know our first show, me and Andrew did, Mr. Pictavid, or actually our second one on his channel, he tried to use Restream, and we ran into a technical difficulty with the countdown where it actually bogged down, and the countdown ended up going from 30 seconds to a minute and a half, and so we probably won't use Restream again.
So that's one of the there's with OBS and with StreamYards, each one of them have their benefits and their weaknesses. One of the benefits, one of the cool things with OBS is you can, and I think you can do it with StreamYards if you pay for the higher subscription that they have with the StreamYards. But you can set up your own video, your own lead-in video, and that's what we did with GFW Trains. Is we had a lead-in video that we would always play in to start up the show, and we like that the lead-in video, and that's something that we could do on the OBS that we haven't. Right, just like what they're doing up there in the corner with the free version of the StreamYards. George hasn't been rich enough to upgrade our StreamYards yet. He's got to mow a few more lawns or something like that so that he can become a super chat.
But I noticed when Mike plays that intro, it doesn't play any music to go or sounds to go along with it. It's just like a video.
Yeah, so like when you're doing it straight from OBS to YouTube, it would play the sound, but because StreamYards uses these mics already preset, you have to some other functions to get it to actually push that sound through.
Okay.
But yeah, that was one of the reasons I kind of stopped using my opener videos in our live streams, because we were still talking, thinking that we were kind of talking privately because the video was playing, and that was not the case.
That's happened too many times.
Yeah. It was like, oh.
Right.
So we always laughed about that. So I was going to go into OBS setup just a little bit further, even because I wanted to explain how I set up my cameras. So let me.
I've even come to like OBS, or at least I can manipulate it.
Great question, Heath. Yes, we are using voice meter for our sound. Oh, here it is. Down there. Figure out how to get the. Oh, I can just take that out too. Okay, I didn't even know that. All right, so I'm gonna make this big so I can kind of see. So when OBS starts, let me start here. If you want to get OBS, I have all the links for all of this stuff that we're talking about in the description. But for Windows, Mac, or Linux, here is the program for OBS Studios. It's a free program. It does take some time getting used to and figuring out how it works. But there's a great community on here through our Discord, plus even on here on their actual website where you can go in the forums and ask questions or even just read about it. And there's a lot of people that have already asked a whole bunch of questions that you can get a lot of answers to. I've learned a lot from here, and I've learned a lot from asking fellow YouTubers like Human City Junction, like I had said earlier, but they have a cool blog over here. So you just download it here. It's free and it's open source. And then for me, I just want to throw this in here real quick, is I'm using my iPhone as my camera setup, And I actually got this app, and this app works great. If you're kind of down on cameras and you don't want to have to buy a new camera, this is perfect. If it's not saying a new camera couldn't work just fine, but this is a really cool app.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cool functions, a lot of cool features. Again, I have this link in the description if anybody wants to check it out. Oh, wow, I didn't know it did some of that. Sweet. And then, as Heath was saying in the chat, helping out and find this program, because we have multiple mic setups and we're using the wireless setup for Brian so that he can walk around. And then I also have a desktop mic. Of course, it's got a wire that I'm using to make myself, because I don't run around the house like he does. He can't sit still, though, and I can manage. So anyway, I use this program. It's another free program. You can donate to them to get a purchase license if you want to. But it's pretty cool. So with all of that being said, here's what StreamYard or OBS looks like. On this is this screen right here is what you see on a regular basis. So this is what you're actually pushing to YouTube or StreamYards or whatever you're doing. And then over here on the bottom here, you can see like I have different phones, well, different cameras already selected and named. So I can actually click through everything and show different aspects. I have a different setup already, like this is pre-set up. Where are my work cards?
They're right there in the middle.
I thought I was going to catch him.
Yeah, right back there.
You have a bunch of different cameras set up, and this is called a scene right here. So you set up your scene, like, let me make myself big again so you're at least looking at us. And then over here on the right, you actually can see the sources that you chose and you pick to put inside of each scene. So even in this one, I could add Brian's camera over there so that he could be added to this.
Now move the camera, grab it, and move it around on the screen.
Now you can even, like he was just saying, you can grab this camera and move it any way you want. It has a lot of really cool features and functions.
Oh.
I'm going to put this back where it was. Now, something I just learned the other day, Heath was like, hey, why are you doing that during the middle of the stream? It's distracting. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, put it in studio mode. So you go over here on the bottom right and click studio mode, and this popped up, which I had done this before, but I was confused by this, right? So you do this, and say you don't want this other camera in there anymore. You can go down here and you can click the eyeball. It removes it. But on the main stream, you can see like on our camera that's being shown on the left, it's still there. What you have to do is you click transition now, and it's gone. So that was all a way to do that without having to have it on screen where everybody else could see what you were doing as you're doing it. See, now this is not on screen. I click transition, and now it is on screen. That's my main camera. So that was a cool feature that he had showed me, and I appreciate that. You're getting some cool shout outs, I hope.
Yeah.
Then with that app that we're using for the phone, I was telling you I had an actual app. It's called, on OBS, you have to actually get a plugin called Virtual Cam. It's right here. And it actually has a whole pop-up, and when you pick the target camera you pick.
Yeah.
So I have this app on my phone turned on, and once it automatically pushes it here, but it doesn't push it out like you actually plugged in a wireless camera to your computer. So to get, like, say, StreamYards to view these cameras, you have to get this plugin for OBS called Virtual Camera, and it makes the program think that you have a webcam plugged into your computer.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I just said a lot of things. Do you have any questions?
I don't know if there's any on the stream.
I don't think so. Not at this time. I mean, see, that part of it I pretty much understood.
Okay. Oh, bring the guys back. Do y'all have any insights? I know y'all also use a lot of these programs with OBS and things.
Yeah.
No, a lot of the OBS, the OBS software is a really, really powerful program. And it can be really overwhelming in terms of all of the things that it does. But once you start mastering a lot of those things, it starts to come a little bit clearer and a little bit clearer as you work through it. I guess my one pro tip that not necessarily pro tip is the wrong way to say it. Let's say learn from my errors tip is that when you're working with the OBS too, you can have a tendency to, as you're working with each scene and each different thing, to change different functions in different settings within the OBS. We got to the point where we had done so many streams and I set it so many different times trying to chase the monkey of internet connectivity that our streams just got really, really bad. We didn't have good audio. We didn't have good video. And don't be scared to reset it and reset the OBS to default if you're having problems with the OBS.
Yeah. I think one thing that's also cool about OBS too is it's really easy to set up the live stream and go live, and adding all the other cool stuff, just you can learn later, or like you don't have to know it all before you go into it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Concur.
But yeah.
Were there any other questions out there on the chat?
Yeah, I'm looking in chat to see if there's anything. I know Heath's saying a lot. He's got all kinds of tips in the chat. No, gotta do this. You gotta do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mr. Pictavit isn't asking questions, because I know he's been playing around with OBS, and I don't know how he's making out with it, but he was trying to get it to work with Skype and Restream, so I've been looking for any questions from him.
Yeah.
So that's a cool tip. I didn't even consider that. He said Dakman and I pushed our intro with sound into the free version of StreamYard by sharing a Chrome tab with the MP4 file dropped into it. That makes sense.
Mm.
I actually might steal that. Thank you, Mr. Pictavit.
See, there we go.
Hey, I'm learning something today, and I totally appreciate it. Someone asked why this has a little sleeve on it. It's for noise cancellation, but it comes with it. I don't know if it actually helps or not. I'm not like a mic guru. But I left it on there.
Looks cool.
Let me see. Any other questions?
Mike, if you don't mind, I'd like to add a little bit in terms of having worked with both, and I know that you have as well, work with both the StreamYards and the OBS software to make live streams. And perhaps we can talk a little bit about that, because they both make live streams and they're both good in their own way. But they both kind of serve as different. I guess they both work different in terms of how you want to present the live stream, in my mind. Would you concur with that, Mike?
I would totally agree with that. So when I'm using OBS and I'm going straight to YouTube.
Excuse me for a second. We're having some audio issues over here.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
All right. I'm sorry, Mike. I lost you for a second. We had some audio issues over here.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was just waiting to make sure. So when I'm doing OBS and I'm going straight into YouTube, my thought process with my stream is different. I'm not trying to host guests. That's not really what we're going to be doing that time. For us, that's when we're going to be running trains, where Brian might be doing a STEM episode where he's not actually inviting people up like we're doing right now. And he's like how we did the multiple shot views of the maintenance and how he wired track. We used OBS and we used YouTube and set everything up through there. but it was more of a solo endeavor. It's also not as easy, I would say, to communicate with everybody. Like with StreamYard, they have the ability to push chats onto the screen, which, especially with two people, that makes it really helpful so that he can just look up and doing stuff. But it is different. I would say you have a lot more functionality using OBS directly, but it has a higher learning curve because you have to figure out all these small things individually and then put it together the way you want it. It's almost like the difference of having an iPhone compared to an Android, whereas everything's kind of already there for your iPhone, where an Android you have a lot more like setup and figuring out what makes you happy better.
I would echo that from our live streaming. George, perhaps you can chime in too. From our live streaming experience, when we're wanting to present something, I think that the OBS software has a much wider functionality in terms of bringing in the multiple cameras and different screens and everything like that. But in terms of a talk show type of hosting thing like this, the StreamYards is much better for that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, just because I know that I think earlier when we used to use the OBS for the interview, that we had a lot of problems. Or not problems, just it was a lot harder than StreamYards to get people on through like FaceTime and stuff like that. And when things would go wrong, it's kind of just like one of those things where it's like, oh boy. Where with the StreamYards, I know that there's a lot more assurance. There's a lot more of a more insured feeling that it's gonna work a lot better, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I agree totally with what you just said there, George. That it's definitely user friendly, particularly on a live show. How you can click through StreamYards. Whoever the software people who did that really thought ahead a little bit and helped for like, I know with me, I find going live easy on StreamYards, and you guys have, you remember, I've like really messed up stuff. So that type. So, I mean, so do you, I guess, we're pretty standard we've just been using those things now at this point, haven't we? That's pretty much.
I mean, more recently, we've been using a lot of StreamYard, which I'm going to bring up on the screen here in a moment to kind of explain how that gets set up. What?
Did you want to just show any wires?
I mean,
if I may, Brian, I think soon as Mike gets done showing the StreamYard software, I'd like to do a show and tell of everybody's studio. I'd love to see what you got over there in terms of a studio.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Good idea.
So let me pull this screen up. All right, so here I've got StreamYard's pulled up and how you just want to log into your account. So I've got a couple things already preset, so you can see at the really top, that's the one we're in right now. And I figured out how to go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, which is why you see that symbol. So to do that, let me go to that real quick. You click on destinations, and you can actually add your destination right here. It has a bunch of already pre-set up ones that you can go to. So if you have a Facebook page for your YouTube or whichever, you can go right there. If you have a group that you manage, or even just a regular profile, as well as your LinkedIn and your Twitter account and Twitch. But here, right, this custom RTMP, that generates a code kind of like the streaming key in some of the other systems, where you can actually push this code directly into some other services and different websites. So if they don't actually have it already pre-set up to do it, that doesn't mean you can't necessarily do it. I know we have an Instagram, but it doesn't actually support that at the moment. The RTMP Instagram doesn't handle that.
Yeah.
But so what we would do, I don't know if I can do this right now, but I'm going to try anyway. You click create a broadcast, right? And as you do that, this other screen will pop up, and you can pick where you want it to go. So you can do Facebook and YouTube. And the greatest part about this is I can write one description, I can write one title, and I can set it up all right here. So we can just do test in there and test. And it even allows you to schedule your streams for a later date. So if you want to do it like we do this earlier in the day before the stream, so that it gets everybody, what's the word?
A heads up.
Yeah, heads up, explaining that we're going to be going live. You can go and set up your thumbnail, the time and everything, customize each destination. Just it's the regular thing, so you can click that. And then once you're done, you picked it, and everything looks kind of right. You click create broadcast, which I'm not going to do because I don't want it to actually do that. So once that's done, all you have to do is you click enter studio. So I can pull this screen up that for the current stream we're doing. So this is what, I guess that didn't work that great. But no. This is the actual studio. Yeah, Inception, right? This is the studio and what it looks like once you go live. Maybe this will be easier. No, this made it worse. So once you go live, you go into the studio screen. So down below, you can see all your guests and who is available.
I don't think you're showing anything over there, Mike, are you?
No, it's just not going on the television.
Oh, never mind. That's me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when you have a guest, you actually go down here, and you can click invite, and it'll give you a code, which I guess I probably shouldn't have shared that out too, so people can just join the stream. But it'll give you a code, and you can actually send that to people so that it's easier for them to come and hang out with you, like we were just talking about, doing this kind of talk show kind of thing. When they pop in, they'll come down, and we call this the
basement.
The basement, yeah. Thank you. And you can actually like click to add or remove. Like I'm gonna remove Dakman real quick. And so you remove Dakman, and you don't see him on the stream anymore, but he's not gone. He's still here hanging out. So but this is how it would look like when he first comes in, and you can add him in. Okay, well,
but that's how if somebody as well, though, starts to do something on your stream or says something that's wrong or inappropriate, you can click in there down off the thing to be able to pull somebody.
So one of the other cool things, I guess I don't, well, yeah, I have to still share. So you can do this, where at the bottom of this screen, you have these different tabs. And this, it kind of gives you an explanation with the little emoji, I guess, of what it's going to show you. But you click on each one. Hey, look.
Wait.
And you can see everybody. Now, this is the one that it makes your face, it zooms into the each screen, but it also cuts off the edges. So a lot of times you won't get everybody on there. It's like Wally just disappeared. But they have as well. And it just makes it a wider view of everybody. So one of the cool features too about this is that I can drag and drop everybody's camera. Say I think I should be down here because I'm like the coolest and I should be the bottom of the pyramid. You can do that, and it's very simple. You can make one screen larger while we're hanging out and talking and stuff. Like, man, that painting in the background, y'all, is looking great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
No, let me move some of the Godzilla.
I mean, we got you big. You might as well check. Oh yeah! Wow.
It's really coming along.
So we've got the New York over here, and then it's supposed to move along Jersey Shore-ish, with the Yes Railroad painted on the mural. You can't see it real well, but the boxcars have YES on the boxcars.
I can't wait to see that finish, and you actually like pull it closer so we can get some depth of detail. That is really looking good. Oh, I was wondering what he was doing.
So those are back there. Those are actually painted onto the mural.
Oh, I thought they were real.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Oh, cool.
I can explain. I can understand why he had to move that, so I can.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So
Oh, wow.
then you're like, oh, you're not in the hot seat anymore, and now Dakman has to talk.
Hello, everybody.
He's like, oh, all right, so and then like we've been doing, you can do the screen share. They have this cool feature where I can actually keep my face bigger and screen share. Not that you can really see that probably very well. This is what I've been doing. Is this third one that lets the guests kind of hang out and make fun of me while I'm trying to explain some stuff.
Yeah.
And then they have, you can just share the screen share itself. So I'm going to stop now because that's going to like give me a headache. I've kind of said a lot of things. So do y'all have any statements, questions, anything else? Did I miss anything in chat? Well, I'll go in chat while y'all talk.
No.
Yeah, StreamYard is pretty simple to use because you just mentioned a lot of things that are pretty easy key features. So for me, it'd be like the hardest part would be learning the OBS side of it.
So it's funny, as Mike was clicking on here, looking at the streams and everything, one of the things that I really like about StreamYards too is the format that we've used on the last Friday is people will text in because we're doing here, they'll text in. And when on OBS, I had a separate computer and I'd try and read through all of the text as they would come in. That gets kind of cumbersome. I really, really like the feature on StreamYards, and I'm sure there are other products that do similar things, but I'm just familiar with StreamYards from Mike, is that you can bring up, there may be a flow of conversation, but you might want to bring up something, a good topic or a good point that somebody in the stream has said. You can bring something off of the stream, off of the chat. You can bring the topic of the chat onto the screen to keep that going, just like you did there with Mr. Pictavid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've got a question for you guys. So we've been talking a lot about StreamYard and then OBS, both kind of simultaneously. So let's say somebody has never done a stream before and they're trying to get into this. Which one do you guys recommend for them to use right off the bat?
My personal opinion, if you've never streamed before and you don't, I would pick StreamYards.
I would echo that too.
There's a lot of really great features, and you can actually go in and decide whether you like streaming before you have to do all the work of having to learn how to stream.
Yeah.
I know Wally was just saying this too, is that we did it the hard way of really trying to figure out how to live stream and kind of like breaking our head against the keyboard, trying to make it work, make the sound work. Or you've seen Brian during his few streams that he did while I was at work, and we all know how well those went. So if you're a new guy or a new gal that's really looking into streaming and you want to just try it out, StreamYards I would recommend.
Yeah.
One of the other secrets too that we just figured out the other day, I don't know if anybody got it, but we went live at Dale's train station and we used StreamYards from my phone.
Yep.
Because we don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, we actually can't use YouTube to live stream. So we actually were able to log into StreamYards using Google Chrome or no, I think because I had my iPhone, I had to use Safari. But I logged into Safari, and I was able to set up everything inside of StreamYards. I was able to show chat still. I made a banner saying where I was live at, and I clicked go live, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you guys, because I think this knowing, or we've used both of them, OBS and StreamYards, and StreamYard seems to do a lot.
Mike, can you switch this down back up to here?
OBS, just because I guess it's a lot. I feel like it's presented to you better than in OBS. So it's kind of for OBS, it kind of feels like you have to know a lot about it before you go into it. With StreamYards, it's, I think, a lot easier to learn.
Yeah, I think OBS, it kind of like what Mike said. If it's something you decide like you like streaming, then OBS is something, though, even for video making, if you're going to have like more than one camera, you need something like OBS to manage it. Even just doing videos, that it helps manage that all together. But yeah, definitely the StreamYards, because it's like I'm able to like handle StreamYards, and I don't do so well with computers. So
that's one of the things that is a limitation on StreamYards is multiple cameras. And I don't know, Mike, if you've had more success, but as I've been growing my knowledge base on StreamYards, I've had a little bit of difficulty trying to bring multiple cameras into the StreamYard so that you can have a stream with multiple camera views.
Yeah, that was something that me and Heath actually worked with a lot to try and get it working, because we did have multiple camera views. And as I was showing you through OBS, I was able to switch cameras like this. But in this format, even when I make it big, they're not huge. So there is some like give and take.
Mike, what are you doing on that? This is a part that I don't have my head wrapped around. Are you importing share from OBS onto the screen share?
So I'm not using screen share yet, but I'll show you what I'm doing now. I'm gonna put screen share back up. Okay. So I've got it here. What I'm doing is I have different scenes in OBS already pre-created.
Okay.
And because I'm using a virtual camera and I'm using this setup as my camera, whatever's on this screen will become my webcam.
Gotcha.
And when I click through, it just changes it to the main camera that's being used.
Yeah, show them that.
Now over here, I have it different sources, and I can choose. Let me put it back on me real quick. Yeah, I can choose what's visible. So like my logo right here, you can see it goes up and down. You can see like Brian's camera. Here, I'll pop it in real quick, and I can make it big. Now, I was saying earlier, you can do this inside of studio mode, so it's not as visible what I'm changing. But that's how I'm going about making different camera views in the middle of the things. And it doesn't have to be on camera either. Like you can, this main frame is just where the camera's viewable. But you can drag it out if you have like a lot of wasted space on that camera. So that's why I've got that. Like for Brian and Mike, for instance, I have this camera halfway off the screen because that's where I sit. Whereas Brian moves around a lot, and can't sit still for like the life of him. I have his screen pretty big, so he can kind of move around and still be on camera. I don't know if that kind of helped explain anything.
Well, because you make the scenes on the left, and inside on the right under the sources, you can just click in and then you make your scene and you know what it's picking up next time.
So if you look right here, this is I made a label already, so I guess I can cancel that. You can press plus button, right? And you choose your audio input, your browser, your colors, display capture, whatever. If you're an image, like that's how I have my logo. I have it set as an image. But for this, I used iOS camera here. And you just set up the camera you want to make. You make the source visible, and you choose. Like I've already got a couple already pre-created. So like here's the iOS camera that has nothing on there. And these are the different iOS cameras I have connected to the computer currently that I could choose from to make it into this, to add it to this source. And then the biggest thing with these is that when you first reconnect them, you had to reconnect the device and just click that.
Yeah.
And it's like pressing refresh on your web page, and it pushes it in.
So I think you might have said this before, but it might have been at a point where we are something was going wrong on our end. Did you have to download an app or a program in order to get the OBS to recognize the cameras on the camera drop down?
So yes, I did. In the web page that I shared, let me go back to here. There's a plugin that you actually download for OBS for this process. So you get this on the app for your phone, and then let me look.
Yeah, because the OBS app is running on every phone that we use as a camera right now.
Right.
That app is what's up and on the screen. And then those phones, though, are plugged directly in on a hard wire all the way back to the computer.
So here is the plugin. It says download the iOS camera plugin for OBS Studios. And depending on whether you're using a Mac or a Windows machine, you download this, and it'll install into OBS. You actually, if you have OBS running when you download this, please remember to refresh it by exiting out and then reopening it so that the plugin will be active and available for you. And this makes it where you can view those cameras. Now, for our specific setup, because of the way I'm doing everything without having a webcam, you also have to get the plugin virtual camera, which I don't have a page set up for that at the moment. I forgot to do that. But once you do that, you can actually make everything basically a fake webcam, a virtual webcam. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I can go over this too again if you need more assistance.
So OBS is basically if you want to run multiple cameras streaming to a live show, OBS is probably best to use if you want to use different cameras and different angles and stuff.
Well,
Yeah, you can even use it, though, in video editing as well, because it'll, if you're having more than one camera, you know, say I just wanted to record a video on the layout and I have all the cameras going to get different angles all around. So it's, you know, good for managing like the multiple inputs of different audios as well, to put it all into one place where you can control it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can't tell you how much having the USB 3.0 cords and plugging all the phones are directly plugged into the computer that way. So nothing's going on Wi-Fi.
And that seems to help improve the, like, because I know OBS, from what I understand, uses a lot of Wi-Fi. So by doing that, by having everything hardwired in, reduces that, I'm assuming?
It's not necessarily like, well, I don't have anything connected over Wi-Fi, so that it wouldn't be hard on my Wi-Fi, but it is strenuous on your internet connection. It's also strenuous on your computer. So if your computer can't handle all the cameras and different things I've got going on, it won't work very well, and it'll start to lag and do other things. But when you're using StreamYards, because it's a website that you're actually pushing your video footage to first,
Right.
it's doing the process for you. So your computer's not being as partially used as if you're just using OBS into YouTube, where you're doing all the processing on your own machine. Now, because of the way I do everything with OBS and the multiple cameras, and I have the virtual cameras and stuff, mine's still a pretty difficult thing going on. But it could be easier or less than, depending on what your setup is and what you want to do personally.
Okay.
So it looks like Wally's got a camera to show us.
So,
Yeah.
so this is kind of a neat thing that you can do with the StreamYards is you can actually send the StreamYard link to a cell phone. This is a little bit different than the Cross Anchors guys have it set up, but you can send a link to your cell phone and actually pull up the camera as one of the people that are on there, and you can use it as a camera. And I was kind of going to use this here. We're a lot less tech than the guys there at Cross Anchors, but this is our studio here. The television that we get all of our stuff from, and then we've got our two cameras that we use, which are two web cameras here. We don't have any old iPhones or anything like that. I'd love to have that, but we just utilize the two web cameras there.
I love the line out tower, Wally.
Yeah, right.
Was that from the Searchlight?
Yes, it is. It is. It's a Searchlight. And then we've got that running off of the computer down here. So that's kind of our studio.
Yeah.
So I just show that kind of a segue because a lot of what we've got here is kind of something that was passed along by Brian, and how you guys have your studio wired up, and I think that would be a very interesting presentation for people. What your studio is like and how you've got everything set up there.
So Brian, you want to show? All right, so I'm going to change the camera to Brian's real quick. So now everything for us is everything is wired. Let me make this big.
Yeah. You can see that.
All right, so let me show my.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try not. That's my computer back there. I know Mr. Pictovid asked about my computer. I can give you a list right now, but it's expensive. So you can see it's kind of messy. I've got my two monitors. This is my personal camera up here from my phone. And then you can see all the stuff. Here's my cool colored keyboards and stuff. I got my mic.
No.
And then, just like I was saying, everything is wired.
Mm-hmm.
I actually we bought a bunch of extension USB cables that I've got plugged around. This hub plugged into the computer directly. And then, well, I don't really see a reason to walk around the whole place unless you want to.
No, and you can just see them all there, and they just go out to where the cameras are. And then they just remain hardwired in, so then there's there's just this one USB port thing that Mike got that does 3.0, and all these cables do the 3.0 stuff. And then these little longer, what are these cables called? Lightning cables that connect into the iPhone?
Yeah, well, that's what they use as the connector.
Right, and it's like a longer than normal iPhone one to give a little extra reach, so these are each on like close to like 18, 20 feet. so you can maneuver them around. We have one 30-foot cord that goes to the camera way over here. The 30-foot cord runs around way to that one. It's right there. And yeah, so that there's no wireless connection up here for any of this stuff. Okay, you probably take me off. I'll make people nauseous.
Oh boy. You guys are about to get to the messiest spot in the layouts.
That's really awesome. When did you guys get this?
That's just the phone on a flat car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, so hold on, I'll show you real quick. So you guys don't have to see the monstrosity over here. But this boom car for team that we have, and this section right here fits perfectly for the iPhone X and XR. So whenever I'm doing this for my family or StreamYards like this, I'll just put it like into the slot, and it fits like that, and just run the train around.
That's really cool.
But yeah, as you can see, I'm right here.
That's
yeah,
cool.
That's kind of our layout right there. We'll go around again.
Getting a great picture from it.
That's good.
Great picture.
But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with that. Let's see if I can get the cap forward from.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this content, smash that like button for us, please, and let us know. Drop a comment. Let us know if you're liking this content that we're trying to come up with and put out with you, to the community, and doing this stuff. And if we're new to this contributing, and content is not easy to come up with, and and to keep going over stuff and to try to come up with something that is keeping it fresh and new, and that's why with a lot of us, I think we're seeing here in our community a lot of these collaborations. It helps take some of it. I find it helps take a lot of the pressure off, because you can have more than one point of view, and you don't have to drive the whole thing yourself necessarily. Yeah. I love that that's just great watching that go around on your layout.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. I did it before, but I just literally thought of it while he had the phone out, and I was like, all right, I got to use this opportunity to show this. Yeah, it's pretty fun actually. I should put it on the cab forward, because that's actually the inside loop's the better of the two. Let me do that real quick. Ooh.
I mean, that's great picture on it.
Yeah, I like that. Now I'm kind of jealous. I want to do it. He said I started. What?
It's easy enough to do. All you have to do is send your cell phone a link to the live stream.
Yeah.
Text it, then click on the link. And with it not plugged in, just put it on a caboose or a flat car or something like that. And away you go.
That is pretty cool. I'm kind of like annoyed that I didn't think of that first.
How you doing there, OG George?
All right. Grandpa.
Thank you very much. How you doing? We do have a good supporting cast. Having a great time. Yeah, that's
so.
Is that an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you guys have me. I usually just put my iPhone and get it paid and buy the next one that comes out. Next time I buy an iPhone, I probably won't do that and keep them like you guys have to have a couple that we can utilize for cameras. All of the web cameras that we've got, they only cost $20 each.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, because he wanted to buy webcams, and I was like, well, we have these cameras just sitting around. Why don't we like figure this out first?
Yeah. I mean, we're using one of the cameras. It's a cracked screen, but that doesn't actually impact it as far as the camera. That's why the phone got stopped being used. But the camera works. You know, that's one of those. Were you going to show them that? No. Okay. I really do like that. I mean, it's a great picture. So I mean, it's streaming through how many things to go from your phone all the way to us watching it on the internet.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I mean, that image is going like crazy to get to where it's going. And it's nice detail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah, that looks wicked. It looks 3D.
Oh, look at the boat. Is that a boat?
Yeah.
You have a boat.
Yeah.
You got a boat, yes.
That was new. Feel like I haven't been paying attention. How did I never see the boat? There's the conductor hat and the GFW Trains caboose.
So,
Hi, Dave.
Dakman, do you have anything to show with your setup? I know y'all been pulled it out
Yeah.
for you. Let me make
Yeah.
it big. Wow, that's
What
huge.
is?
Wow. Look at that boat.
What is it?
Honestly, I don't know. My grandma. This wasn't my grandma's bedroom. Not bedroom, but the guest bedroom. Forever. I remember we'd go over there for sleepovers, and this would be on the shelf right above the bed.
Yeah.
Look at this before I went to bed, but she came over to paint this, and she brought this over and put it. It fit perfectly in the windows. So
That's awesome.
Railroad.
I mean, it's close to being like something scale to the trains. Its size is just wonderful. Just gorgeous. Love it. What were you asking, Sean?
Oh, I was asking Sean if he had a setup that he's got going on or how he does his streams.
Right now I'm just using a laptop, and I'm trying to enter the broadcast with my own phone here, so I can show you guys some things here.
Oh, cool.
All right.
I've always wanted a tour of what I can see behind you there, Sean.
All right, so here we are. This is what's behind me.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
How
wow.
cool is that?
That's your lift bridge, right?
Yeah, right now it's a single track. Well, I'm also just show you guys while I'm right here. But what I plan on doing is I want to take, and I'll walk away here so you guys can see. But I want to take, and this outside loop is 072, the inside is 054. 2021, I'm going to rip out. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to rip out the 072, put 080 in here, and then 072 is going to go where the 054 is at, and then the lift track bridge is going to become dual track, and then probably I'm going to go with a trolley line on the horseshoe curve. You guys
Mr.
probably.
Jacobs asking if you can flip your camera around.
What's that?
If you could flip your camera, because you're using the selfie camera right now, but you can actually flip it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Well, if you go to settings at the bottom
Okay.
and click where it says cam/mic,
Yes.
you can click on camera, and then you can click on underneath that and pick forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bravo.
Ooh, sorry. I just knocked myself out. Yeah, hold on.
I'll add you back in. So to answer your question, Brian, OG said it's a car ferry brought in from Mackinac.
Mackinac
Island. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So that's out there in Michigan. Mackinac Islands in Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like you had jumped in and then left again. Okay, here he goes.
That's a great piece. Ooh.
Let me remute you. All right.
And we get the camera facing front, facing back.
Oh yeah, the picture quality did change intensely.
All right, so here we go. And I'll take you guys into my Atlas server room.
You just finished that, right, Sean?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Look at all that blue sitting around.
Wow.
Look at that.
That is cool. And so what kind of room is this? Is this in your basement?
Yes, it's in my basement.
I have to admit, all that orange looks so good.
Yeah. That's nice.
Wow.
I like how you used the space, Sean. You worked in a lot of stuff.
For
You got
sure.
a nice switching area there.
Oh, and it goes through the wall?
Yeah, to
That's
go back
sweet.
to the other room.
That is really cool. Wow.
Yeah, I like that because the wall makes a great transition point to do, like you change up the scenery.
How many?
Yeah.
Do you only have 2 rooms like that, or is there multiple, or more than 2?
Oh, there's more than 2. I'll pan around for you guys.
Oh wow.
But look at all those 86 footers.
And so
And
here,
there's another one.
and this is my other layout. This is my traditional.
That's quite cool.
Look at that.
And then you can see the MT8 section. So you'll see that I color-coded shelves. You know, I have purple for MTH. I got orange for the newer line now. And as you see, I had blue for Atlas though. What I did do is I decided to choose red for Lionel NPC because Lionel actually had red lettering back during the NPC days, which you'll see up here.
Those are some old Lionel boxes.
Wow.
Wow.
This is a view that you guys don't normally get to see.
Oh, wow.
No.
That's a really great view, though.
That's cool.
Yeah,
This is my first train set on display, which is kind of like messy, but this was actually my first train set here.
oh, very cool.
Nice.
That's similar to my brother's first train set, the first one we got.
Oh, nice.
The Wabash Cannonball.
Good Lord. Yeah, this is a cool layout, Sean. I like how you painted the front of it and everything. I love the colors. It keeps it just makes it exciting.
It really pops.
Thank you. And my next project, I'm going to be on vacation in another week or so, but my next project is actually I'm going to be painting the base of Conahay Rail in Conrail Blue.
Okay.
And so that's something I'll be doing. And
Well,
then
if you need to-
everybody loves that Home Alone van, but here it is. I'll show everybody.
Home Alone. Yeah. The Home Alone van.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do for my guests that come over, Sometimes they don't always recognize the scene, so I take business cards and I actually write on there what the scene's about, the year of the show, and the name of the movie. And I try
cool.
to get a copy.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
So for somebody who doesn't recognize the card, there's a card right next to it that describes the movie, the scene, and when the movie was made.
Oh, okay, that's actually a really neat idea. I know I've seen that on your videos.
Oh.
And of course, some Conrail locomotives.
Hey, when you're painting, if you need somewhere for those, you can send them down here. We'll take care of them.
Yeah.
You need to move any of them engines.
But as you see, I wanted to give myself a feel of the train show because, when you go, I don't know if you guys been to a train show or not, but when you do go there, you'll see signs like those for sale. You'll see club displays like this out there of clubs displaying. You'll see manufacturers, like Lionel there. So I just wanted to bring a lot of that to my basement, that when I come down here, that I feel like, I'm really at a train show because, I miss them so much. So this is like my train show withdrawal by doing all this.
Right? But that,
and then
you definitely achieved something, Sean.
Yeah. And then you guys can see the split right there between the two rooms. So when the train goes through that wall, which is another thing you guys don't see that often, but when the train goes through that wall, it makes a transition from one town to another, because in the atmosphere room is, as you've seen, is farmland, the silo, the grain facility, and the grain yard and all that fun stuff. But my layout I built in a way so you can either run in circles or you can do switching. There's a lot of options that I left open on this layout.
Well, options like that are always nice, and that is what makes it a little more fun, I think, when you have the ability to do a couple different things and it's just not completely repetitive. Were there any more questions in the chat about this actual streaming or that type of stuff?
Not that I've seen them. Other than he's saying he wants me to somehow run his streams for him.
Oh.
There was one question that somebody had asked, and I forgot exactly who it was as it was coming through. That was an interesting question. Wasn't necessarily about Sean's layout. It was about the potential of using GoPros as your cameras.
Yeah.
And so I did see that. That was a Third Eye Rail, I believe. Let me go back up. The Third Rail _91. It would be very similar to this. If you're using OBS, you could plug it in as a wireless camera, or not a wireless, but a wired camera into your computer, and kind of use the same functionality. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have to have a different plug-in for it. I think it would just work out just fine. But there's a lot of forums. I had actually been considering getting one myself, and when I do that, I will definitely be making another video to explain whether I'm wrong or right. But I know Keith from Human City Junction uses a GoPro. Maybe he has some insight he can express on his stream, or we can do this again. This is an interesting idea and concept for a more regular show. We've been asking other streamers of how they stream.
Yeah. Because there seems to be, there's always questions about this type of stuff. And there is a learning curve with this.
Well, everybody's got some really neat ways that they stream and they present. And that is always an itch that I always like to, or would like to scratch in terms of seeing other people's studios and how they've got it wired and how they've overcome different issues on their live stream. And Heath, there at Humanity Junction, he's got a really smooth live stream and has a really good handle on the audio visual component of the live stream as well. I mean, he's good at doing the live stream presentation, but his handle on the audio and visual presentation is really good.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a professional, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But so we're coming down to winding down the stream tonight. It's really been great having everybody on tonight, and I really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us. George, Wally, it was nice having you on tonight and showing your layup and how you all go live. That was really cool. Looking forward to y'all's Friday stream tomorrow.
Yeah, Fast Fridays.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a good time with
Yeah. Well, looking forward to seeing you guys there. Those are always really fun. Really enjoy those. Looking forward to tomorrow. Actually, I can't believe it's that
Friday already.
And then a week from tomorrow is your big live stream. The 24 hours.
You got a lot of stuff to put together on that.
Yes, I do. But
there you go.
There's no way
awesome.
to stay late for that long.
Sean, you have your large scale trains tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the large scale trains live show for me and Mr. Pickavid is tomorrow, and that's all we focus on is the large scale trains. So we're trying to help the large scale community because they've been in a downfall since 2011. So we're trying to help bring back that hobby, the large scale Garden Railroad trains.
That's really cool. I find it interesting that there's just so many different
kinds of trains,
scales, kinds of trains, and different communities within there. Third rail question for you.
Yeah, third rail. I asked before you leave, Brian. I'm dying to know what was the issue with the Texas from Saturday, and you're gonna put that other camera up.
Which one?
Mine. And
let me make you big real quick.
And I had done something I've been trying to do is for the people on our Discord and petty officers, I did a StreamYards live just for them, and Sid and a couple other people were helping me. You were there, weren't you, Sean?
Yeah, I was in on that. Mm-hmm.
And right here, you can see where the rail on the boiler here is the antenna, and on the other side, each of these at this fitting right here, the antenna was lifted up and out of here and making contact with the metal boiler, which was grounding it out. And that's like even here on this one, on this side.
You flip the camera, so now it's...
Oh. Whoop. And then this one here was the same thing. And then they worked pretty good after that. And it's been functioning, and as you can see, it's got a little coal cars on it.
Yeah,
and I was starting
I think
to finally
Brian
get it tested.
Was having troubles with his T1. It had the same issue with those antennas. Those grounding out against the boiler. Luckily, we've never had that problem. Knock on wood.
You can pop back over this one.
As I say that, something happened.
Well, but I mean, that's something that's like, I think that's just cool about the community and what we're able to do and how we're doing this. And I mean, like, you guys are all on Discord, and like people toss out a question and there's like a barrage of answers of like different things to possibly be done. And it's these types of things. And it was like, Sid had mentioned, and I put it out there, and there was a handful of people on, and everybody, we were trying to figure it out, and they got it figured out. And it was a fun little time, everybody together. And I think that's what, we're trying to build here, and what works and what we're having fun with. Because the one thing we all do like is we all have a love of trains.
Yeah.
And we all have some fun with them. And we all know they're not cheap, and we want to have fun with them when we spend our money with them. We want to be able to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because we're all runners. All of us here run our trains. We just don't have them as shelf queens.
Yeah. For me, I buy the trains that I buy. Everything that I buy, I run. Nothing stays a shelf queen here. I mean, there are people who buy things just to sit on that shelf, but I can't. I gotta run it.
Yeah. It really is. And I mean, again, thank you, everybody, your support. You guys, how you guys are able to watch us, and we thank you so much for your time and how you guys want to interact with us. And we appreciate all that interaction. GFW, thank you for coming by, and we'll be seeing you, buddy. And we'll see you tomorrow, Fast Fridays. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Sean, as always, thank you very much for coming by over there at Dakman Productions. And, one more thing. Sid has my Berkshire, so I might actually get my Berkshire soon, hopefully. So there's another engine that nobody's ever seen.
I was talking to Sid last night, and that engine came up on Discord. But
okay.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a Cody. It's an interesting break, and if Sid's watching, I got to send him a note. But hopefully, when he pulls the part off that's broken on the side rods and where it's broken, to get some pictures of where the metal failed, and it's like it was just like a complete failure of this piece of metal that holds the side rods on. It's crazy.
Wow.
And the broken part, I think, would be an interesting picture and where it was. But guys. It's an awesome thing. We had a great time. Awesome stream. I actually think we had a learning lesson I learned all sorts of stuff. And this is just great, guys. And love having you on. We'll see you around, guys. See you around the roundhouse. And don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. There we go. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.